All right, this is going to be one of those old manuals at the cloud moment. But I'm here to talk about why C does not have pass by reference. I'm seeing a lot of people around me confusing C and C++ constructs. Apparently, they think they can somehow implement pass by reference in C language. And I'm very sure this misconception has arisen because people, at least in India, code only on their register using their pen or pencil or whatever. They are not coding on their IDE or whatever. They're just not compiling their code. They're using sketch pens to write their code on the register. And yeah, that's how we get our degrees. I have three code snippets. It's not exactly a snippet, it's like a very small C program. So here are three examples. The first two will work and the third one will not. So the first code is very simple. If you just check it out, a main function with an extra function which looks correct, it does compile. However, it will not give you the output which you expect. I have an integer a. I am expecting it to be doubled. And what would you expect over here? You would expect the number 10. However, this is what you call by value. So when it takes the number, it's only taking the value. It's not actually modifying the original variable a. And that is very important to note because in C++, you can make your function such that it does modify the original variable. C language, however, is strictly passed by value. You cannot modify the original variable from another function unless what? We'll see that in the second code snippet. So I'll just compile this quickly so that you know this is not what you want to be doing. So initial value is 5 and double value is also 5 as per this code. It's obviously because when you're modifying the number in your function, it's not reflecting in the original variable which you have declared in your main function. All right, this should be easy to understand. If you actually wanted to somehow carry back the number from your external function over here, what you would be using is a return value. That's just basic C programming. I'm not going to go deep into that. Okay, now moving on to the second code snippet. What I've done here is I have passed not the number but an address to that number. And this is how you are going to modify a value from your calling statement via the external function. So look, when I'm calling the function over here, double num, I'll just open the first one also side by side. So over here, I'm calling double num with the value of a, but on the left, I have double num with the address of a. You can see the ampersand over here. Similarly, you'll see that the function is slightly different. It's taking not the number, but a pointer to that number. That's important to note. And when we are going to multiply it with 2, we are dereferencing it via this asterisk, or I just call it a star. I have no idea what this is supposed to be called, honestly. But yeah, I'm dereferencing the number pointer. This is not the actual number, this is the pointer to that number. And to that address, I'm writing the updated value. Good. This does work because the address to which integer a is being stored, that address is given to the external function. An external function is allowed to edit that. And that is why if you run the code snippet, which I have on my left, I'll compile it, you'll get the output 10, which you expect. Now, just to be clear, this is not pass by reference. This is pointer passing. This is still pass by value. You're passing value of a pointer. That distinction is very important because I'll come to that because people think this is how you can somehow, pass by reference. And even though this is pointer, people like to call it pass by reference. So we'll actually see the real pass by reference over here. So this is how a code which uses pass by reference looks like. Just to be clear, this will not compile as long as you're pretending to be in C language. This will not compile. But just to get the concept clear, what is happening is that You're telling the function, which is up on over here, that you're not taking a pointer this time. If it were a pointer, you would have seen that asterisk or star or whatever you're calling it. Over here, we're seeing an ampersand, which means this is passed by reference. And now when you're modifying the number inside this function, when you're modifying it, this will reflect into the actual variable that was passed via the calling function. So over here, I have double num, which is passing the integer a. It looks like we're doing it by value. It looks like it. However, this is a pass by reference function. It's taking not the value of a, but it's automatically taking the pointer to a. And whenever you call the parameter, it will update the actual variable over here, the variable a. That is important to note because this is a feature which is in C++, not in the C language. When you give university exams over here, a lot of people like to think that this is what pass by reference is in C language. This is an important concept in general programming, that pass by reference is somehow different from pass by value, and you should know about it because you should not always be passing complete values. Now, professors want to teach this, but they also do not like C++. And so we are made to write this stupid code, which doesn't even compile, by the way. Here you go. It's not recognizing the syntax. I have been asked to write this code in an interview. I did not actually write it. I told the interviewer that he should either accept that there is no pass by reference in C language, or he should let me write C++. They do not like C++ for some reason, even though, if they want to check if I know pass by reference, they could just let me write C++, but it's some issue over there. I have no idea. And he did not agree to any of these two things. And I had to conclude by saying that the interviewer likes to create his own language. This pass by reference thing is not a part of C language. If he wants me to if he wants me to pass by pointer, that's very much possible, and I would happily write it in C language, but not pass by reference. And that's all I wanted to talk about. This is a very, very, very minor nitpicking thing. And in fact, you could somehow pretend like this is pass by reference, although it's not pass by reference. You're passing a pointer, but it's effectively the same thing. Or if all you want is the value of your modified variable carrying over to the initial function, then this is perfectly fine. And this is how practically every C language program out there has been written. Just to end this, there is no pass by reference in C language.